What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another DC Comics news and update. I got some big, huge news that just dropped today. We just got word that Ben Affleck will officially return as Batman in The Flash. Just when they thought he was done, they brought him back in. That's right, Ben Affleck is back, and also, what does this say right here? Michael fucking Keaton is officially signed on back. I know this was kind of news from a few weeks ago, but it was kind of, get out of my face, software update. It was kind of news for a few weeks ago that Keaton was, in talks, which was a huge deal for me because I love Michael Keaton's Batman. Tim Burton's Batman is my all-time favorite superhero movie. It's in my top 2 favorite movies of all time, the other one being Steven Spielberg's Jaws. It kind of depends on the day which one's my favorite, but Batman 89 I love with such a passion. It's absolutely amazing, and the fact that Michael Keaton's coming back is a big freaking deal. Muschietti, man, this guy's got some get this stupid, look at this stupid ads. All right, I'm trying to read this stuff. These ads come out. There's Affleck in Justice League. So Batman Forever strives for a chance to see the right things that might finally have Ben Affleck's version of the Cape Crime Fighter. That's right. He's coming back to return for one. I don't know if it's one last time or he may come back some more. I mean, he's got the Snyder Cut and all that stuff coming out. But the fact that he's back is a pretty big deal. So they got some quotes from Muschietti as to why Affleck's back. Apparently he got the script last week and then he signed on to join the project. So it must be a pretty solid script, and he must be like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. You know, I'm in a better place now, and that's good. It seems like whatever happened with him and Ana de Armas, like, it's kind of like turned him around pretty quickly. So Ben Affleck was at a pretty low point a few years ago, but now that he's kind of like, you know, got some time off, cleaned his act up, he's got a really hot chick that he's with, he seems to be doing pretty good now. So his Batman has so this is what they have to say about it. His Batman has a dichotomy that is very strong, which is the masculinity, because the way he looks and the imposing figure that he has in his jawline, but he looks very vulnerable, Muschietti said in an interview. He knows how to deliver from the inside out that vulnerability. He just needs a story that allows him to bring that contrast, that balance. So Affleck, so this was what he says in describing Affleck's part in the movie. He's a very substantial part of the emotional impact of the movie. The interaction, the relationship between Barry and Affleck's Wayne will bring an emotional level that we haven't seen before. The director added, "It's Barry's movie, it's Barry's story, but their characteristics are more related than we think. They both lost their mothers to murder, and that's one of the emotional vessels of the movie." That's where Affleck Batman kicks in. "I'm glad to be collaborating with somebody who has seen both sides of the camera too. He understands." So here's that. Affleck won't be the only Batman making a comeback. A few more of the alternate dimension heroes who turn up in The Flash will be figures we've seen before. So they said a few more. So this could be other things. Maybe Val Kilmer comes back. Maybe Chris O'Donnell. Oh my God! If Chris O'Donnell shows up in this movie, I'll scream with excitement. That would actually kind of get me excited. So Keaton's part, they haven't gone into too much detail about him, but it's described to be a substantial part. But the fact that we're getting both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton in this movie, this is a win-win scenario for me. It's you don't understand. This is the most excited I've been you could possibly get from me in a movie, because you're having my original Batman that I grew up with, Michael Keaton. Obviously I had other ones too, but Michael Keaton was like my original Batman. Like Batman 89 is like my favorite movie of all time, that and Steven Spielberg's Jaws. But my favorite superhero movie has always been Batman 89, and it pretty much always will be. But this, I grew up, I love the look of Anton Furst, like Gotham City and Burton, everything. I love everything about that movie with a dying passion. But the fact that Keaton's in this thing too, this has me stoked, and they're going to have some big parts, and I think Muschietti is going to craft something that's going to be really special, and that's the thing that DC can do that kind of differentiates themselves a bit from Marvel. They have kind of this long history with these characters and having the rights to them, so I think that's going to be in their advantage, because it's like, okay, we had all these various different versions. If we can get Christian Bale's Batman to show up in this thing too, somehow, if Nolan will kind of let him, I don't know if Nolan would let them do that. It's all kind of up in the air here, because I kind of like the fact that the Nolan trilogy is kind of standalone, but if maybe you could do it, I wouldn't be entirely opposed to it. So Muschietti brought up a good point why it's important that Affleck's Batman is in here. He's the baseline, as part of that alternate state before. There's a familiarity there. So he describes that, Ezra's Batman is Ben Affleck. If he's going to go off and meet other Batman, he's got to have a starting point with Batman. So again, this is kind of an interesting thing. The multiverse approach has been good. They talked about the Crisis on Infinite Earths. This movie is a bit of hinge on things that sense that it presents a story that implies a unified universe where all the cinematic iterations that we've seen before are valid. It's inclusive in the sense that it is saying that all you've seen exists, and everything that you will see exists in the same unified universe. So they talk more about it, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. We're all human and go through great times in our lives. So they talk about how Affleck is in a better place. He was pretty open to the idea, but once he read the script, he was like, all right, I'm good, I'm back, which is a really awesome thing, by the way. And the fact that he's got his life together, I think that's great. We're all human, go through great times in our lives and terrible times in our lives. Right now, he's in a place where he can actually enjoy being Batman. Plus, he doesn't have to carry the entire movie. It's a pivotal role. At the same time, it's a fun part. So this isn't going to interfere with Pattinson's thing. And again, that's kind of where the story ends. And yeah, DC fandom, this kind of dropped right before, because I think this must have just happened, because the DC fandom thing was kind of like a pre-recorded bit. But the fact that Ben Affleck's Batman is back, the fact that, you know, Michael Keaton's in this thing, I'm still kind of, this jury's kind of still out on Ezra Miller's Flash. He wasn't that, he could have been better in Justice League. I'm gonna wait and see. Like, let's see if he's under a different direction. Because again, a lot of that was kind of Joss Whedon's like reshoots that kind of alter things. But I'll see what he is under Muschietti's direction. If they do cast Reverse Flash, I have a feeling they'll probably get Bill Skarsgård, since he was Pennywise in like the 2 It movies. It would make sense to kind of bring him back for a role like that, and I think Skarsgård would really knock it out of the park. So I'm kind of hoping Skarsgård comes back for this movie, like Bill, because he was so great as Pennywise, and, you know, just him working with Muschietti again, I think that's just like a really golden duo together. But what are your thoughts on this? I'm really excited for this. I think this is the best of both worlds. I get Affleck and Keaton Batman in the same movie. And possibly more. Val Kilmer possibly showing up would be a cool thing. He's at the DC Fandom event this weekend. Again, DC Fandom's actually been split into 2 things, which I think is a good thing, because there's just kind of so much going on that, like, with the TV and the movie stuff, like, I really kind of want to just focus on the movie stuff this weekend, and the TV stuff, it's not interesting me quite as much, but I think it's really cool that we're having kind of 2 events, because, like, I won't be able to keep up with all of it. So what are your thoughts on this in the comment section down below? Are you as stoked as I am to see Afflecks back? Are you excited to see Keaton in this thing? Because Keaton in this thing is a really big deal for me. Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck together. I think this is as good as you can get for a DC fan. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I really appreciate all the support in that. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Take care now. Bye-bye then. And I will see you all in the next video, and this weekend at DC Fandom, because we're going to be talking a lot of cool stuff. All right, that's it. Take care now. Bye-bye then. And yeah, you get the point. Affleck is back. Keaton is back. Fuck yeah. And that's what we're going to end this thing on. Fuck yeah. All right. Bye-bye.